Welcome to Taxpayer Alert. I'm Al Segalla. I'll be your moderator. I'm also president of the Calaveras County Taxpayer Association, and we have a special program for you this time, different from everything we've done before. We're going to talk about communications, and we're also going to talk about wild and scenic. So we'll start off. Our guests are Sarah Armstrong, who's also a manager at Public Access TV, and then Chris Stevenson. And Chris, tell a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Al. It's a pleasure to be on Taxpayer Alert. I kind of have dual roles here. I'm the president now of Calaveras Community Television, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that helps to fund Calaveras Public Access Television. Okay. And I'm the organizer of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival.
All right.
It's a film festival, Al.
Yeah.
And we're going to have that on September 14th in Angels Camp at the Bret Harte Theater. And we're very excited. Man, dude, it's going to be so much fun. You've got to come. I'll probably be able to get you a ticket or something.
I'll go.
Because I know the organizer.
I'll go.
We got the hookup, right?
I got the hookup. Yeah, so that's who I am, Al.
All right, Sarah, in managing this enterprise, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm actually not the manager. I'm the program coordinator for Public Access Television, PATV. And as I've taken this position over, what I've noticed is there's a lot of fun and exciting things happening along with the Wild and Scenic Film Festival that hasn't been in Calaveras County for many years. And to bring it back, it has been amazing. And the local films that are going to be playing there, along with the films that the Wild and Scenic organization have allowed us to film to show, I'm very, very excited. So yes, a lot of fun things.
What's the difference between a program manager and a manager of Public Access TV?
Yeah, so the difference between a program coordinator and the manager is I help kind of decide the programs that will come into the studio. And kind of help navigate or grow those programs and those events that will happen. The manager is more overseeing like the budget and the relationships with the other departments. So I'm working up to that, but not there yet.
Okay, well that's cool. Well, of course, most of this show is going to be about the wild and scenic. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead. You start a little bit about that.
Okay.
Talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, so to fully understand what the Wild and Scenic Film Festival is, you have to understand that there is a national Wild and Scenic Film Festival in Nevada City. It's a 5-day festival. It's well known in cinematography and film worlds as a place where filmmakers go and they were able to show their films that are related to nature and wild and scenic. Environmentalism, activism, those sorts of things. Kind of like the Cannes Film Festival or Sundance Film Festival. It's a California thing, but it's well known internationally amongst filmmakers. So they have this 5-day thing in Nevada City, okay? And we are able to take that and bring it to our community as a fundraiser for Calaveras Community Television. So we're bringing it to Angels Camp, California, and we're going to be able to show, this is really cool, about 2 hours of the highestly acclaimed, the best films from the Wild and Scenic Film Festival nationally. We're going to bring those here. We're going to show those 2 hours worth, but we're going to intermix it with locally produced films by our local filmmakers. And Al, you would have no idea how great the filmmakers are in Calaveras County and these surrounding areas. I kid you not. There's a guy named David Vassar that lives here. He's been nominated for an Academy Award. He's won Emmy Awards. He won the John DeGraff Award for the National Wild and Scenic Film Festival for environmental films. And he is giving us 2 films?
Yeah, I think it's
2.
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah.
David Vassar, I kid you not, giving us 3 films to show, okay, in Angels Camp at the Bret Harte Theater. Okay, but he's not the only guy. Like, all right, so Ed Clark, who is like, I call Ed Clark the Professor Emeritus of Film in Calaveras County because he's been around everywhere. He's spent his life making films, and he lives up just past Arnold, Big Trees Village, okay? And he's going to come, and he's going to give us a film about big trees. I was watching this film, and I said, and I see Ed, he's flying above the trees. I said, Ed, how did you get a helicopter? Because this is Calaveras County, okay? It says, well, I just asked the Forest Service if they would give me a ride, and they've got a helicopter, so we took a ride. And this is what Ed does, okay? And he makes these incredible films. And there's a long, long list, Ed, Al, of these great films from locally produced filmmakers that we're going to be showing, and I probably can't think of them all.
Can you think of some of the films that would be shown?
Yeah, okay. Or the Oars, the outdoor adventure company that does rafting. This is a very respected worldwide travel company based in Angels Camp, California. Okay, these guys not only take people on these river adventures, but they also make films. All right, so
I've been on one of the raft rides.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, 50 years ago.
I was watching the films and I was like, I want to do that now.
They make the most incredible films, and they've given us 4 films to show. Not only that, but the filmmakers come to the festival, or in the case of Oars, the president of the company is going to come, and he's able to speak about the filmmaking and about the films and about what they do after we show each of the films. So like David Vassar, for example, Ed Lark, for example, they'll be there at the festival and they'll speak afterwards.
Ed Lark?
Ed Lark, okay. Do you remember Ed Lark? Ed Lark used to be the manager of public access television a little bit before Sarah.
No, he's still.
No,
he's still with
Ed.
us.
Ed's kicking.
Yeah, he's still making. He's still.
He taught me how to do the show.
Yes.
Yeah, he's still making films and checking out equipment. And
he's a
doing
wonderful
amazing.
man.
Ed's a legend. In fact, he does the Ironstone Concours d'Elegance each year, and he and I are going to work on that this year again together. So reports of his passing away are greatly exaggerated.
Wow.
No, Ed's great. So he'll be there. There's a guy named Mikey Weir. Mikey Weir works for an organization called California Trout. It's an environmental activism group to keep our rivers and streams clean and for fly fishing for trout. Okay, Mikey Weir also makes incredible films. And he did one called Gold Fever, Fly Fishing in the Gold Country. That's us. He made it in this area. He and his buddies go out on these rafts and they go fly fishing and they almost kill themselves.
Big fish, huh?
Big fish, yes. And Class 5 rapids and all of that. And so Mikey Weir will be there. He's also going to be talking about the Klamath River, and they've taken out a dam, and there's a whole thing about removing dams and restoring the natural flow of waters into places. And like the Klamath River is a big thing for California trout. And so he'll be talking about that project as well.
What other sponsors are there?
Sponsors, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you know?
So we have 4 amazing sponsors, and they are all super generous of donating their money to make sure that this is happening. And one of our biggest sponsors, which was our gold sponsor, is the Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. So we want to make sure that we thank them. And then also Dignity Health, Bear Valley, and I'm drawing a blank.
The Angels Camp Body Shop.
Yes,
there's a lady named Jen that runs this place, and it's not a car repair place. They do fitness and Pilates and that sort of thing.
Kind of body.
Yeah, that kind of body, right. It's the Body Shop, yeah. And it's a really nice place. And Jen, thank you so much for sponsoring the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. And Dignity Health Mark Twain Medical Center, of course. They sponsor everything around here because they're a big part of our community.
Well, yeah, huge part.
Yeah, but Chicken Ranch Casino, they're the big dogs sponsoring it. So thank you so much, Chicken Ranch.
How do you get tickets?
Probably the easiest way for me to tell you is to go to calaverascommunitytv.com. Okay, if you remember that, Calaveras Community TV.
You got your pencil?
Yeah.
calaverascommunitytv.com.
Yeah, and you'll see a link to Eventbrite, which is our ticket vendor, and in that you can buy tickets. Now, tickets are $22 for a regular adult, but if you're a senior, 65 or older, there are 1 or 2 of those around here, then the ticket price is $17. And for kids under 12, it is $12.
$12.
Yeah,
Yep,
$12 for kids under 12. Okay, so it's not too expensive especially considering it's an all-day event.
I was going to say that you have 8 hours, and then we also have the wrap party afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's
dude, we're going to be there all day. We're going to need water.
We're going to be
100%. Yeah, but nice weather.
In the theater?
In the theater and outside the theater. Okay. It's a festival. Okay. So in the theater, we'll be showing all the films. In the lobby, we'll have raffles and we'll have some vendors and we'll have food to buy. And outside, we're going to have vendors. And these are people that are
on the street?
Not in the street, but just outside the theater. There are like grassy areas and sidewalks and that sort of thing, right outside the Bret Hart Theater. If you remember the Bret Hart Theater, it's the one at Bret Hart High School. Yeah. It's kind of across the street from, I don't know, the post office and Mike's Pizza and over there. Right next to Deo, what used to be Deo Coffee, right next door, okay? So if you remember, there's a parking lot there. There's a place for the vendors to set up their...
That's a school.
Yeah, Bret Hart High School.
Yeah.
So there will be like mountain bike shops and Manzanita Press is going to be there, and we're going to have like a food truck and people that are involved in activism and environmentalism and filmmaking. We have a really cool photographer that's going to be there named Ron Robinson, and he'll set up all of his photographs. And you know, if it's within the genre of wild and scenic, we want these vendors to come out and just be inclusive. And it's not like we charge them or anything. We just want them to be there so people can come out and be able to like talk and, you know, and experience and understand all the things that the people in our community do in regards to like the nature. You know, whatever, hiking and whitewater rafting and mountain biking and motorcycling. Dude, we have this great film about motorcycling. You won't believe. And in the way I wrote the description of the film included these words: "These guys are nuts." So that's another good film that we're going to be showing.
The Al Gore did a movie called "An Inconvenient Truth." I don't know if you've ever seen that or not. It got pretty strongly discredited.
Oh, I could.
Oh, he made a real terrible mistake with that. The point of his film was to claim that carbon dioxide causes global warming. So we got to reduce carbon dioxide. Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, a lot of people went along with that. I did too, until I saw a film. John Stossel showed the ice core history of global warming and carbon dioxide spikes, and they are close together, going back many thousands of years, millions of years, and but over and over it was repeated. First, you had the global warming spike, and then following that, as much as 600 years, was the increase in CO2, and then again, same relationship, and then again. And again, and again. And so it became pretty clear that there is a relationship between the two. One causes the other, but it wasn't carbon dioxide that caused the global warming. It's the other way around.
Sadly, Al Gore will not be part of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival.
That's good. If you're
Maybe
watching Al Gore, next time be more careful. So one of the things that the Taxpayer Association is really... we're in favor of Constitution, you know, and we're also in favor of basic truth and honesty in government and in all things. And we think it by promoting these things, we're going to have a better world, and our kids are going to live in a free society.
Yeah.
And okay, now we talked about other vendors. Did we complete that? Do we have other vendors besides what you just mentioned?
No, it's kind of undecided exactly who will be there so far, but there will be lots of people there, and there will be food.
Yes.
Always good to have food. Yes.
Keto food?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's an interesting option to have.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. About that.
Just a protein option.
Most people that support the environment also watch their carbs.
It's true.
So we're not sure about other vendors. Now let's talk about CCTV and then public access TV.
Yeah, so there is two different sides to the studio here in San Andreas. And a lot of people get that confused. Is we have our CCTV side, which Chris right now is the president of, which is our Calaveras Community Television, which is the nonprofit side. And then we have our PATV, which is the government side, which is public access. And what we are doing now is both sides are really waking up, and we're getting more active with writing grants and having more programs come into the studio that benefit our community, and wonderful things like the not future filmmaker, but the Wild and Scenic Film Festival.
Yeah.
And then we also have our youth program, the Future Filmmakers Club, and then our Creators Hub. And what we're doing now is really kind of working with the government and nonprofit side and really making things happen, which has been a lot of fun.
Sarah's been applying for some grants that are very exciting for us. And of course, as we bring in more funding, it gives us access to more people and more things that we can do. So that's been an exciting part.
No strings or fish hooks.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You know how a fish hook works in public funding?
Yeah.
No. Tell me more.
You get this free money, and all you need to do is follow these prescribed rules. And then if the rules conflict with individual rights, the rules take precedence. Otherwise, you might be denied the funding. It's a fish hook. Once it's in, it's got a barb. And public officials, like supervisors, have a really hard time with that. And so they're starting to get more alert to that now. But in the past, they're just so glad to get the free money,
Yeah.
along with all the fish hooks.
All right.
It's all about that fine print.
So, on your advice, Al, we're going to watch out for fish hooks.
That's good. Now, the CCTV, I really, even though I've been doing this for many years, I never knew about CCTV.
Yeah, CCTV is a group of volunteers, and we get together periodically, and we just see what we can do to help out public access television, whatever it might be. For example, buying this, what do you call it? The backdrop.
Yep.
For example, lights, cameras, or whatever it may be. And these things get expensive. And so that's why we're trying to raise a little bit extra money. We're trying to bring more people in, trying to be more inclusive. We want people to have the access to the facilities that we have, and sort of they can explore their creativity. And filmmaking is big right now.
It's huge.
Because there's so many places where you can use your filmmaking skills, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and all of those crazy things that you and I of a certain age don't know anything about. But
I'm 83. So.
You got me by a couple of years now. But it's this huge creative world out there now, and we're part of it thanks to Sarah.
Now,
yes.
we used to, correct me if I'm wrong, we used to be part of the county budget.
We still are. So that's the PATV, we're still part of the county through PATV.
Okay. And that's controlled by a board of directors?
The board of supervisors control that, so admin and at the county. So they oversee our government side.
There wasn't a PATV committee then?
No, we have a PAG committee that oversees between the government side and the nonprofit side. So we do have a PAG committee.
A PAG committee?
PAG, PEG, so Public Education and Government Channel.
Oh, PAG. That's better than paid. The $17 is pretty exciting for me because I can afford that.
Yes, you do fall into the senior category now that we know your age. Yes, so you can afford that. But like I said, you know the organizer now. We might be able to sneak you in the back door. I might have to put you to work, though. Have you ever been an usher?
Well, you got to have truth and be honest and reasonable. And I think I would violate all of that if I snuck in the back door.
No, that's true. All right. That's why we would put you to work.
Yes.
As a volunteer. Yeah.
We have about 8 minutes to go, and we've covered the Wild and Scenic, the sponsors, how to get tickets, and you wrote it down, didn't you? Good.
Calaveras.communityTV.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you find one of these posters going around,
Yes.
that we do have a QR code. And so you can just scan that and it will go straight to where you can order tickets.
Okay. And then we talked about other vendors. And then we talked about CCTV and also public access TV. And it seems like CCTV is kind of blended together a little bit with public access TV.
So you think of it like the library.
Yeah.
So the library would not exist without Friends of the Library for a lot of their programmings and their community outreach. Friends of Library goes and gets the funding through either grants or fundraisers, things like that, and they're able to help the community. So CCTV is the Friends to Public Access. So they are able to, whatever the budget isn't able to provide for the government side, they step in. And they're helping with programs like the Future Filmmakers Club, which is geared for middle school and high schoolers to come in and learn about how to create and be in front of the camera and build those skills up to work in media and that confidence, and also to give them a safe place to come and create. And then they also help with like our Creators Hub, which is geared for anybody to come and utilize the studio and network, because what we found is a lot of people don't know where to start and don't know who to talk to and get these big ideas out and made. And so we're trying to kind of team people up so they can start having teams and learning and kind of building these friendships, these networks. And with CCTV working along PATV, we're able to do that and reach more people because of everything that CCTV is doing.
And we've had a fair number of success too with helping people with their creativity and building filmmakers. In fact, there's one shiny example by a guy named Manuel Crosby, who did he go to school at Calaveras?
Yes, I believe he went to Calaveras, yeah.
And he worked here at PATV, and he went to film school, and he started making films, and he's been very successful. He made a film called First Date that was shown at the Sundance Film Festival. And he works in this area, and he's like immensely talented.
Yes.
And he started right here, and not thanks to Sarah, but to Sarah's predecessors.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing that Sarah is doing now, is taking these young people and just inspiring them and giving them the tools that they need to be creative in the filmmaking and television world. It's really, Al, it's a beautiful thing, and it's right here in our little community.
Yeah, and it's not just geared for young adults. We're also trying to help people, because media is so important in everything that we do nowadays.
Right.
We have to have a brand, we have to have a presence. So we do want to give the tools to, even for the Creators Hub, it's gearing towards an older demographic. So you can come and learn about how to run a camera. You can talk to other people about branding and
That
marketing.
happened to me. I came here.
Yeah.
And in our taxpayer group, we had a few people, and that started the Taxpayer Association Taxpayer Alert.
Exactly.
And
so
Ed was the in charge at that time. Now, I understand there's a certain Wednesday of the month that is for this purpose of people learning to more about how to make a movie, and are you still doing that?
We do. So so the Creators Hub, they meet the third Saturday of the month. So we're actually meeting here soon. And we also meet the fourth Wednesday of the month. So the Saturday is more for lectures and educational purposes, is what we found out works. And then Wednesdays are opened up for work days. So people who want projects and they want to kind of get in front of the camera, start having like that one-on-one experience. So Wednesdays are open for that. And then our Future Filmmakers Clubs, they meet on Mondays and Thursdays. So the weeks are starting to get filled up with clubs and meetings.
Yeah, we got 3 different things happening.
Yeah. So I think of future filmmakers as the young people, and I forget that, there are also seniors that come in here as well. People of any age, it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you want to be creative, this is the place.
Yep, at the Creators Hub.
That's right.
Well, I got started here. I wasn't a senior.
Yeah, this is geared for anybody.
For me, I think we've done good. And the most important thing as far as Taxpayer Alert is to try to get information to the public about what's going on in government and also outside of government on important things that are happening. It could be a private company or something else like this. And by doing that, then they'll come and watch the show because it'll always be interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get one more plug in for you.
Yeah,
Wild and Scenic Film Festival, September 14th,
over here.
Angels Camp Theater. Thank you, Al. Wild and Scenic, September 14th, it's Angels Camp at the Bret Hart Theater. That's all I got.
Well, that's good. Well, I think that we've covered everything pretty thoroughly, and I want to thank you for being my guest.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
And thank you for watching Taxpayer Alert.